All right, ladies and gentlemen of the Jira fam and also of the Alpha Gang fam, we are actually it's a pleasure and an honor to have both of these incredible communities here today. Um, as always, I say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, because as we know here at Gajira, we are a global family. And therefore, people are either sleeping, they're eating dinner, breakfast, eating lunch, working, doing all that good stuff because everyone resides all over the United States and all over the world. Myself, Zero Cool, I'm from Tennessee. I'm in the United States, and I feel like we have a lot of people all over in this chat right now, up on here, the speakers, and in the crowd over here. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Hax and the good team over there at Alpha Gang. How's it going, guys? It's a pleasure to have you guys here.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. As you said, two really awesome communities. I'm glad that we could come up here and kind of just get our community together and talk about Alpha Gang and all the exciting stuff that's coming. So I'm Hex, the founder of Alpha Gang. To the Moon is one of the Lu brothers, Mark. He's also a co-founder of Alpha Gang. And Amber, as well, is also actually on the staff team of Alpha Gang, and she will be translating this AMA for our Chinese communities.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So what I like to do oftentimes in these AMAs is just like at the very, very, very beginning, I like to give you guys a chance. I know that everyone knows that you guys have a Genesis collection that's out, but now you guys are releasing a second collection. Could you just kind of give a broad overview about what, Alpha Gang is all about? Just kind of like the roots, the origin, and all that good stuff, and kind of what we can expect with this second collection.
Definitely, definitely. So, Alpha Gang is a community for our OG collection, which actually launched on April 20th, consists of three legendaries, which are fractionalized between our OGs. And these OGs actually provide access to our curated alpha calls, our bots, our Discord integrated trackers, our NFT alerts, and our smart contract minting bot, as well as our marketplace. So the generative collection that's coming out, it's going to have over 700 traits if we combine both of the sexes, and it's essentially going to serve
那我觉得先
as a
let me
yeah. Go ahead, Amber.
sorry I thought you finished. Go ahead.
No, no, don't worry. It's just my VPN is sometimes delayed, so you can go ahead and translate what I said if you'd like.
OK，所以其实这次给到大家要去发布的这个项目呢，是本身是第二代了。然后我们之前的话，其实已经是有我们的 OG 的这个系列，就也是 Genesis 创世系列有发售。然后这边的话，这次是第二个系列。然后整体的话，其实我们在 AG 这一次的话，会有3个这个传奇系列。然后同时的话，我们提供比较多的这个很多的赋能，包括说这个 Alpha Cost， 然后像智能合约的一些铸造的bot， 然后包括说大家可以看到一些 marketplace， 然后同时的话，我们这第二个系列的话，其实很大程度上来讲，它是那个它算是一个生成艺术了，然后它其中有700个 traits， 然后去有两性的角色都有，所以它本身也是一个艺术的艺术品。OK, Hex.
Thank you, Amber.
It's a
Yeah.
lovely,
So as I
lovely
was saying,
translation, I must say. I wish I could speak the language. It makes me so sad.
yeah, for sure. That's really cool, by the way, that you're from Tennessee. Zero cool. I was actually there, I think, last January of last year.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, in Nashville.
Yep, that's where I'm from, Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Lived most of
awesome.
my life
Nice
here.
city.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I just kind of want to hear more and more about what you guys are offering with this new collection. I have some questions, but most of it's a lot straightforward, and you kind of explain what's going on with Alpha Gang and the overview, and let's just start with the art and first and foremost. When you say that you have you said 70 something traits, are you just having just different characters, kind of like with the first mint that you did? Because there's three different characters, correct?
Yeah. So no, we're actually going to have characters as well as just completely randomly generated traits put together to just kind of make your own character in a sense. So we will have 20 additional artist themed one of ones that will serve as characters in a sense. And then we will also have another 20 just like super rare generated traits that will also serve as one of ones. And all one of ones will actually act as an addition to the OG pass. So currently we have 669 OG passes with the addition of 40 coming up. So if you're lucky enough to pull a one of one, you essentially won yourself an OG, and that comes with its own little perks and benefits. Which brings me to the generative collection. So currently, we only have 540 people who are able to access our marketplace, which is already live with NFTs, with discounts, with all kinds of whitelists. And we are hoping to extend our ecosystem and our marketplace to people with the generative collection. The OG will actually generate more tokens. However, the generative will still generate enough tokens for all of our new family members, gang fams, to be able to actually partake in the marketplace and purchase their whitelists, their NFT analytical tool discounts, free NFTs, as well as all we have coming up on our roadmap.
Awesome. Can you elaborate? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I keep on forgetting about the translation. Go ahead.
No problem。所以的话，这个第二个系列的话，其实刚刚有在讲说，它在这个新的系列里面一些什么样的新的权益给到大家。然后首先的话呢，是这个艺术特性。其实这方面的话，大家可以看到，就是之后我们的这个系列里面它有足够多，刚刚也说很多的 traits。所以，然后包括说它其中有20个这个艺术家主题的1:1的这个角色，然后同时还有20个超级稀有款。然后这40个加起来呢，会加到那个整体的，刚刚我们讲的这个 Genesis 系列，就是这个 OG 的系列。然后的话，这个 OG 的系列呢，它会有更多的这样一个权益。所以的话呢，如果大家有机会能够去开到这个1:1的话，就等于说你会成为669加40其中的一员。然后同时的话，只有少一部分的人才能够去接触到 AlphaGon 这边的 marketplace， 然后同时还会有这个一些打折的白名单和 NFT， 然后包括说呢 OG 整个系列会生成更多的这样一些代币，然后所以的话呢，新的这个系列还能够帮助持有 OG 的这些持有人能够去生成更多。
Guys,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Wait a moment. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh wow, my VPN is acting up, so sorry about that, guys.
All good. All good,
Oh
good.
my
I'll
gosh,
keep on bringing you up on
this VPN
stage.
stuff in China is not working out.
And I hate to hear that. Sorry, man. It's definitely annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know those troubles, but I can only imagine having to go off a VPN and just keeps on booting you off, and it's got to be frustrating for AMAs. I'm sure.
It is stressful. So here I am actually. So what's up, everyone?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you for that translation, Amber. And yeah, go ahead, Zero. I know you were asking a question.
Yeah, I was just kind of just like, wanting to hear more about the marketplace and stuff like that. So currently, do you have ways to buy like NFT nerds and like NFT scoring and all, like main things like that, or are you guys coming out with your own analytical
Yeah.
tools?
Currently, we offer discounts to all of our holders on all of those tools, and as well as the occasional passes and free memberships. So essentially, we do have our tools coming up, but that won't be until Q3 of our roadmap. So currently, we're actually just partnering with a bunch of different, very well established NFT analytical tools such as NFT Nerds, Super C, Conian, and much more to actually just give access to our holders.
OK， 然后刚刚的话有聊到这个 marketplace 嘛，然后当前的话，我们的确是在这个我们整一个 Alpha 杠的这个生态系统里面有给到包括说持有人很多的一些工具上的折扣，然后包括说还有免费的一些会员和这个权益卡。然后同时的话呢，我们在 Q3就会公布我们自己的一些NFT 相关的工具。然后当前的话，我们的确是在跟很多在这个领域里面已经还比较有名气的工具在合作，比如说 IC Tools 这一些。
Awesome. Yeah, so like one of the things I always like to ask, because this is pretty straightforward, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's pretty straightforward, and we've heard of projects kind of like this where you're an alpha, predominantly an alpha, community, and release an OG collection with like a Genesis, and then of course to provide more utility and more things to your holders, you release a second collection. But the one thing that really is curious to me is like how in this world of everybody has an alpha group, what makes Alpha Gang so different, and what sets you guys apart?
100%. So just to begin, we actually did the OG completely as a free mint. I've been funding the project like solely up till this point. So we haven't actually had any funding or any kind of mint process where we collected funds to actually establish our roadmap. So offering a free mint, offering this trial period into Alpha Gang and everything that we offer, and our art honestly just completely sets us apart from every other alpha. We have really, really dope generative art, really, really dope one of ones, and our community as well. Like we have a really awesome, tight knit community, and we've actually selected a lot of our staff from our community, and that goes from the artists to the developers to the staff team. They were all hand selected by myself early on in the project, including the Lu brothers with Mark here. So we have really, really kind of just combined all of our expertise, our experiences, and put them together with the Lu brothers. They've offered a lot of help with Web2 resources. They're very well connected in that sense. And we're looking to create something much further than an alpha group. So we're a generative NFT collection who offers alpha as a primary utility. We also like to give our holders we like to offer our holders access to other utilities that revolve around NFTs, that revolve around alpha, but we're not specifically an alpha group. So we actually are the alpha gang. We like to kind of give alpha as our primary utility, but of course it's not our only utility.
然后刚刚这个问题是在问说，是什么让 Alpha 杠整一个系列或者说整一个社区，比较的独特？然后这里分几个方面啊。首先第一个的话，OG 这个系列是完全是免费的，是 free mint。然后所以的话，至今为止其实都是团队自己在 funding，就是出资。然后同时的话呢，在整个过程当中还给到社区很多的试用的期间和权益。然后同时的话呢，第二点是在于说整体的这个社区，因为我们其实有很多的成员staff 都是来自于我们自己的社区选上来的，而且有很多现在核心的成员呢，都是从很早期的阶段就是亲自被 founders， 就是我们的 Hex 和Lulu Brothers 他们亲手去选中的。然后第三点的话，就是如果大家知道 Lulu Brothers， 他们其实是本身就是名人，然后他们本身就是演员，之前有演过这个《环太平洋》，然后同时的话，他们有很多这个 Web2的资源，所以的话呢 ，Alpha 杠它不仅仅是一个 Alpha Group， 然后它很多其实在未来有更多的去构建 Web2和 Web3结合的这样一些潜力，然后所以提供 Alpha 只是我们 Alpha 杠本身最初的一个权益。那所以的话，这个就是整体的这个 Alpha 杠为什么比较特别。
Zero Cool, you asked a good question actually. What distinguishes us between other alphas or communities? One thing is we have enriched resources in the Web2 space. We have a lot of Web2 space businesses which are very, very successful, but our in real life events that we're going to be holding in the future, it's going to be prestige, luxurious. And not only that, it's going to be taken on private islands. It's going to be on yachts. It's going to be on a lot of other, special demographics all over Southeast Asia and even, the Western side as well. So I feel like, there's a lot of utility that we provide as a whole, going from, special utilities, like we're bridging the actual Web 2 and the Web 3 all in together. It's not just from merchandise, it's not from from just in real life events. We have a lot of, VC hedge funds, we have a lot of big investors that are, making Alpha Gang in a global brand. So that's just, one of our other resources that we have for Alpha Gang that we're actually preparing for. So yes.
Yeah, I mean, when you say that, it's pretty impressive that the parties, the luxury, and the yachts and all that stuff. I have to ask, what's the kind of the transparency with where the funds are going? Because it sounds like you're going to need a lot of funds to be put aside for the in real life events. Is that where the majority of it's going to go, or how's that going to work?
Actually, so it's a lot different, Zero Core. We actually already have other funds. We already have a lot of investors, sponsors. So one of our backgrounds is we actually run an actual agency for celebrities and KOLs, and we have 400 plus, you know, people on that agency. That's actually how we started in the Web3, because a lot of celebrities and KOLs don't actually have time to spend their time in the Web3. So we actually bridged the gap in their lifestyle. So we brought in a lot of those people into the Web3 space. So for example, Imagining Ones, we got a lot of celebrities minting Imagining Ones. We did a lot of Instagram stories and Twitter posts and helped David, the founder of Imagining Ones, to push that last week of marketing. And even Audi, we actually did a lot of collaborations for them too as well, and helped them on achieving the goals. So there's a lot of resources where it's not only just a lot of investment, we actually have the resources for it. So it's not going to be as expensive as you think it is going to be.
So let me wrap up for the two parts. 所以的话，我先说一下，刚刚其实 Mark 这边有补充说了一下，就是在于他们现实世界 Web 2的这样一些资源。首先的话，他们自己本身就有一些私人的这个场所，比如说 private yards，然后同时的话，他们其实有能力，就是首先一个他们在 Web 2足够的资源，能够去把真实的一些 Web 2的资源带进 Web 3，然后不仅仅是比如说像商品啊，或者说一些现实世界的一些活动，同时的话，他们其实背后还有很多的这个风险投资和这个对冲基金，然后有很多的这个大型的投资人和投资人在他们背后，所以他们是有能力去把 Alpha 杠打造成一个全球的品牌，这是第一点。然后第二点的话呢，刚才Zero Co 有在问说，那整体的这个 Alpha 杠的资金就是放的会怎么去使用？然后 Mark 这边的回答是说，其实首先，本身团队背后已经有很多 funds 了，他们也是结识了很多这个投资人，同时他们还在运营一个大家可以理解为是市场营销的这个这个组织，然后他们整个的这个市场营销的矩阵里面大概有400位这个名人，因为他们其实很多的大家知道的 Web 2的这些明星啊，他们其实没有很多的时间去加入到 Web 3的整体的这个这个氛围当中，所以的话，他们其实作为跟明星本身就是朋友的关系，能够把很多的明星带进来 Web 3。那比如说像隐形人，就你 Imaginary Ones， 他们之前就是通过了这个 Instagram 和 Twitter 跟很多的这个明星互动，让很多的明星加入到他们的 minting 当中，就是在最后一周的这个 launch。然后包括说奥迪的整体的这个市场营销也是由他们这个背后的团队来做的，所以他们本身其实已经有很多的这个资金和投资了。这是一个基础和foundation。
Thank you, Amber. And yeah, Zero, as Mark has mentioned, just using the resources that we already have in combination with the 50% community wallet allocation. So we're actually holding 50% of mint funds within the community wallet, and just using this to actually expand into kind of continued resources or continued streams of income. So we're thinking of like Bitcoin mining in the Southeast, to kind of just continue and provide a revenue stream for Alpha Gang, for the community wallet, as well as potentially down the road, maybe like a liquidity pool. So we have a lot of plans that we haven't just fully completely executed or put into motion yet. But we do completely want to make sure that everything is sustainable before we move towards that direction. So these events that Mark mentioned, these are just through some of his celebrity friends and some of his partners. The resources are actually already there. We're kind of just being rented these resources or allowed to use these resources. So therefore, it's removing a huge part of our costs.
然后 Hex 这边其实有补充聊到说，他们整体的这个铸造资金有50%是肯定会进入到整体的社区的钱包当中，然后他们其实还有在思考，比如说比特币的挖矿啊，因为他们整体是要让这个项目是保持一个非常好的持续性，所以的话这一块他们会挖掘很多的保持收入这个现金流的这个做法。然后他们现在有很多的这个计划当中，然后也准备在不远的将来去行动，因为他们也是希望说整体的这个计划也是比较思考周全的。然后加上刚刚To the Moon，也就是Mark 聊到的，就是我们其实现在 Alpha 杠很多的资源它已经摆在那儿了，然后有很多的资源也是随时随地触手可及，所以的话这部分也可以节约非常多团队这边可能会发布的一些就是用到的一些成本。
Wow. Amber, you're insane. You're incredible. Like you're blowing my mind.
Thank you.
Like I talk a lot, so I need to like remember to like stop to let you translate. But then when I kept going, you still just like went ahead and did it anyways, and it was like amazing. So sorry, I gotta say it, and it sounds so lovely. I think we have everyone up on stage that needed to get up here. There's some more people that needed to be added. If anyone wants to just pop in and just go ahead and ask some stuff, I can bring people up on stage. But I kind of like when I give you guys like the platform to be able to just talk about, what you guys feel as like the best parts about your drop and all that good stuff. Someone in the crowd was kind of curious about how like the small supply is great for the marketplace currently, but opening up a second collection is gonna kind of like oversaturate and it's gonna kind of dilute the whole thing. How are you guys gonna kind of combat that whole situation?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, a lot of the allocations that we get, we actually aren't putting up on our marketplace yet. So we do have a huge amount of allocation saved up for the generative collection. And not only that, but we actually hope to expand the marketplace. So we don't want to just offer NFTs and whitelists. We want to be able to offer merchandise. We want to be able to offer the insurance plan that we're hoping to accomplish, where it's like kind of like if you get rugged, you're able to swap your rugged NFT for some gang along those lines. So we actually are looking to add a lot more utilities to our marketplace. It's not just going to be limited to whitelists and NFTs, and therefore creating all these different streams of where gang is being burnt will allow for everyone to kind of just have access to what they would like to spend their gang on. I mean, we are offering from merchandise to whitelist to NFTs to airdrops to private access to seminars and workshops to tickets to these in real life events. There's tons of use cases for gang, and we're not actually really worried about a shortage of whitelists happening anytime soon. I mean, a lot of communities have been allocating 100 to 150 whitelists to us, and we've only been putting up maybe like 20, 25 on the marketplace and just giving away the rest.
然后这里的话，其实刚刚 Zero 问了一个很好问题，就是说第二个系列是不是会稀释掉一些我们在市场上面就 marketplace 上面的一些权益。然后首先一个的话，目前其实我们手上 Alpha 刚手上拿到的很多的这个我们手上的资源还没有完全的去释放到市场上面。然后因为我们也是希望说能够留给第二个系列的持有人。然后同时的话我们整体的这个 marketplace 也会不断的去扩张，那不仅仅是这个白单，我们其实还会拓展，比如说像保险的计划，然后空投，然后包括说现实世界的这些一些活动的门票。那刚刚讲到这个保险的计划呢，稍微跟大家说一下，就是如果说你买到了一个项目，然后你针对于这个项目去做了一个保险， 那这个项目万一 rug 了，那你是可以得到一定的保障的。那这个就是这个保险的计划的内容。然后同时的话呢，在整体的这个我们的 marketplace 也会有更多的一个权益。然后同时的话，因为我们刚刚讲到了非常多可以提供的权益嘛，那你持有 alpha 杠的 NFT 进行这个质押所获取到的这个我们叫gang的这样一个 token。GANG 的这个 token， 你是有非常多的使用场景和消耗场景的。然后同时的话，你可以基本上选择你想要的东西。然后包括说，其实 Alpha 杠整体的商务合作能力也是非常强的。那很多的项目，有一些项目都会直接给100个比如说50个白名单。然后我们在这个中间，其实也可以在保障 holder 权益的同时，那也能够维持整体扩张。整体系列的这样一些大家新进的持有人的权益。
Amber, I'm so glad you're actually here translating everything.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Amber.
No problem. Family.
That's awesome. Good stuff. So I wanted to touch on a little bit, like you were talking about how like the pretty much the whole staff is like been brought from the community and all that good stuff, and you like to talk about empowering the people. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit more on that? Besides hiring from within the community, how else are you empowering the people that are the Alpha Gang holders?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I host like educational streams at least twice a week, and I like to teach them everything that I know about NFTs, about the market in general, crypto. I've been in the space for maybe 7 years in cryptocurrency and about a year and a half in NFTs. I actually used to be an NFT analyst and shot caller and a few other servers prior to Alpha Gang. So Alpha Gang is kind of just this collective of experienced shot callers who are basically the Avengers of shot calling. We've been called that are just there to offer education, resources, and just general information to our holders. So to bring back to your point earlier, though, like we do have a lot more utilities coming down the line to actually really help our members. One of them is like an exclusive private node. Another is kind of like a gang casino where they can kind of just go and have fun and unwind and spend their gang currency in games to kind of earn more rewards if they'd like. And we do have an OpenSea module that's actually being developed as well. Aside from that, though, sorry, Amber, but the main part that we are looking to empower our community with actually is going to be our Launchpad projects. So we're going to be helping a lot of our OG community members actually launch their own projects by offering advising, promotion, strategic help to their communities and growing their communities. So that's one way we're looking to really empower our communities, and by doing that, we actually secure a lot more allocations to these whitelist spots, so we can actually feed the entire family in a sense.
Thanks, Hex. 然后刚刚Zero Cool 这边问到的问题是说，除了我们刚刚讲到其实有很多的我们现在核心成员是来自于我们自己的社区，我们其他的 Alpha 杠还在做什么样的一些事情，在赋能我们的持有人。那首先一个的话呢，其实 Hex 它是Let me add a little bit info about you, Hex. 所以 Hex 它之前是一个非常出名的一个直播的，他是一个非常出名的主播。然后他在 Alpha 杠，他作为 Alpha 杠的这个创始人，他利用了自己的 skill set 是非常 hands on 的，每2周都会举办一个现场的直播，去直播教育给到大家，教大家怎么样去做一些 dig and cost。以及一些在 crypto 相关的一些操作，所以非常的接地气。然后他同时在这个过程当中花了很多的时间跟社区进行互动。那同时的话呢，他其实在整体他在 crypto 这个领域，他其实有非常久的经验了，大概有6到7年。虽然说 NFT 可能差不多只有大概1年左右，然后但是整体的 Alpha 杠社区里面，如果大家有仔细看我们的这个，比如说shot calling， 它都是非常高质量的，有的这个 alpha callers 都是很有经验的，给到大家提供很多及时的一个信息。那这是一部分。然后第二部分的话，其实在未来和不久将来，我们会有更多的这样一些赋能给到我们的成员，包括说私人的一些节点啊，然后包括说像刚这个 token 这个代币。 大家之后也有相关的这个 casino 赌场的这样一些玩法在里面，所以大家可以不仅是跟社区的人一起互动玩游戏呢，同时你还可以赢得更多的这样一些奖励。然后第三个很重要一个方面的话是在就是后期的话 Alpha 杠会有自己的一个 Launchpad， 然后我们会很大程度上去赋能在我们社区的比如说一些 OG 的成员去发售他们自己的一些项目，然后在这个过程当中 Alpha 杠的核心成员包括说这 Founder Teams 就是创始人团队也会提供很多的这样一些战略的咨询和帮助，所以这就是我们除了可能大家比较熟知的白单之外，还能怎么样去赋能我们的社区和成员的。Okay,
Awesome.
I'm done with my talk.
It's amazing. I think everyone out here can listen to you translate all day. Quite frankly, um, one of my one of my questions is that I was looking through and looking at all the the benefits of the alpha calls, and I know that you guys aren't predominantly an alpha call, an alpha project, I guess you could say, but you guys are more based on community and all that good stuff. But it says you have a team of 16 shot callers. How can
Yeah.
how does that like not dilute the calls kind of, like if there's like 16 people calling and then like a bunch of different calls coming through, like, what's the best way to be able to like follow those calls? And, it's kind of like, you're kind of like overwhelmed because there's so much information coming in.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of our shot callers specialize in different things and specialize in different time zones. So we actually have shot callers from all over the world operating 24/7 around the clock. So essentially, to kind of cover all grounds, all different time zones. And some of them are just kind of more on the analytical side, so they won't really call like plays off secondary, but they'll simply like bring projects up to members, try to get them early into those projects to secure whitelists or whatever they'd like to do. So and some of them only like give cryptocurrency calls, like they'll examine and analyze the market, like how Ethereum and Bitcoin is doing. So we kind of like to cover all grounds, and we kind of like to have like shot callers specifically for degen calls who are really good at those, and then shot callers for alpha calls, shot caller for early calls. So we kind of cover the entire board, and it's not just like the same plays being announced by 5 different guys, for example.
然后刚刚接着课的问题是说，因为其实整个团队有16个 shot callers，然后是怎么样去保证说它不会稀释整体的一个质量？然后他问到说，怎么样是最好的方式去去跟进这一些 cost？然后刚刚 Hex 的解释是说，其实我们在内部的 Alpha 杠这个社区里面，很多 short callers 他们的专业是不一样的，他们所擅长的方向也是不一样的，而且我们有来自全球各地的 short callers， 基本上是能够覆盖24小时。然后的话，有一些 short callers 它是比较专注在这个分析侧，所以的话它不太去比如说给到一些二级市场的一些 call， 然后同时的话呢，还有一些是专注于这个早期的一个项目，然后包括说能够跟我们的这个合作团队、商务团队去打配合，来谈一些合作。所以还有一些的话，其实是去聚焦于加密货币，比如说以太坊和比特币的这样一些趋势，还有这个 degen cost、alpha cost、early cost。所以基本上大家你从1级到2级、早期到中期、晚期，包括加密货币或者 NFT， 基本上我们全系列都覆盖了。所以这也是每一个16个 shot callers 他们都有自己的专长和定位，所以不会就不会有冲突。然后同时的话，他们每一个都是自己领域的这个顶尖的选手。
Awesome.
Yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention, sorry, is just that we also have select shot callers that only specialize in Solana plays. So just that wide range of different kind of information that you're getting from different people. It's not really like that streamlined. All of them are talking about the same thing. They're all specializing in different areas that's within their expertise.
对 Hex 刚刚还补充到，因为最近也是 Solana 夏天嘛，所以的话，我们针对于 Solana 上面的项目也有专门的 short callers。然后，所以整体上而言，就是大家不用担心16个 short callers，他们都是 非常明确分工的。
Awesome. I'm gonna try to get some of these questions from the crowd because a lot of people are asking some things. One person, Starlight X, is curious about the Launchpad when it's kind of gonna be established. After Mint and all that good stuff. When are you guys gonna start onboarding projects?
For sure, I'd probably say within the next 1 to 2 months, we'll have the entire system and program good to go, ready to go. I mean, for a couple of our OG members already holding our passes, we've actually already kind of began just advising them and looking at some of their art and so on. So it's currently already started, just in the very early stages. But hopefully by August, the latest, we'll have the complete program set up.
Awesome. And they'll all be on the Ethereum blockchain, or are you gonna potentially go onto other chains?
No, it all depends on what our members want to do. If they'd like to do Solana, we can also do Solana. If they'd like to do AVAX or whatever it is, to be honest, we're mainly just kind of helping them with building a community, advising their roadmaps, giving them kind of putting them in a more strategic position to be able to market, to be able to grow their Twitter followers or whatever they would like to do.
OK， 然后这个的话是来自于观众的问题 ，Starlight X， 然后他在问就是关于 Launchpad 的这样一些问题啊。首先一个的话是什么时候会发布，然后同时的话它的链大概是在什么样子？是在哪个链上？然后Hex 这边给到的回答是说，大概2到3个月之后，就是我们这个项目，可能希望是能够在8月份的时候正式启动啊，就等我们基本上大部分的问题之后，然后我们会开始。Can you hear me? Smoothly?
It's
Sorry.
breaking up a
那
little
我
bit.
继续先说。
I think you're
好
lagging,
，Internet
Amber.
is not that good. Am I okay right now?
You're
Can
okay,
you-
but it keeps on breaking in and out. You'll be talking and then we'll lose you for a couple seconds and then it'll come back in. I'm not sure if that's just me,
Okay.
but I think it might be other people as
Is
well.
it better now?
Yes, yeah, you
Is
sound
it better now?
yeah, you sound great right now.
OK, thank you. 那我继续说，那大概是2到3个月之后，就是我们 launch 之后啊，大概就是8月份左右啊，然后就希望可以完全的承接我们这个 launchpad 的工作，然后我们会开始跟我们的一些成员开始，然后包括说链这个上面的话，其实 Solana 或者以太坊这个完全取决于我们帮助的社区成员，他们是希望把自己的项目发在哪个链上，然后我们会帮助他们，不论是在 marketing 这个市场营销，还是整体的战略规划上，都会提供非常多的帮助。
Yeah, thank you, Amber. I definitely thought it was me. I was like, oh no, my VPN's cutting out.
I definitely
Me
get.
too. I think it's my VPN as well. But I think for that question as well as your question, we're being very, very selective as well. And just being just selective on the good projects and where we can help with the opportunities. I think our main goal is to actually provide opportunities to the best people, especially the OG people that has stuck with us through thick and thin. So we're going to be advising or either pushing the marketing to a next level.
刚刚 Mark 有补充说到，就是我们在帮助项目去上到我们自己 Launchpad 的时候，会非常的会很注重在挑选上面。然后，因为我们的主要目标其实还是帮助最好在这个领域里面最有才华、最有潜力的这一帮人，包括说我们的 OG 有很多也是非常有能力的，是希望他们能够在 AG 的整一个这个社区当中，可以跟我们一起成长，然后一起来经历这样一个 journey。
Yeah, for sure. Just to bring that point up too. So recently, Slothopia launched, and one of our devs was actually on the team. That was due to the Launchpad. The member that founder of Slothopia actually approached me, and I connected him with some of my developers, some of my resources. So that was just one example that recently launched that went pretty smoothly, and a lot of our OGs, they could actually all sign up for the whitelist for that one. So that's just one way, like connecting people with other people with resources that I'm familiar with, getting them the best deals on those resources, and just being able to kind of make their project a reality.
然后刚刚 Hex 有补充说到，就是最近包括说像 Slothopy 啊这个项目的这个开发团队，其实也有帮助他们去和很多的我们也有跟他们的这个创始人有很好的关系，包括是跟他们的联系非常的紧密，然后也是我们自己的 OG 啊，其实帮助我们拿到了这个项目的这些白名单，然后同时的话也给相应的项目提供了很多的这个资源，然后互相帮助，这个其实是非常重要的，在 Alpha 杠内部的这样一个文化。
So, I noticed that you guys are doing you have the gang token and you have tokenomics within this ecosystem, and it's definitely one of the more popular characteristics of an NFT project currently. Could you maybe go into more detail about the tokenomics and talk about, if you have to actually like do a hard staking, or do you passively earn the income, and is there going to be plans to make the marketplace like public so that people can just like buy gang token and then come in there and they don't have to be a holder, but they can still purchase things off the marketplace?
Yeah, for sure. So currently, we actually provide gang for both passive and hard staking, but of course, hard staking just grants you a lot more gang. So and definitely it's part of the plans to actually expand gang for people who aren't holders to be able to purchase. However, they're going to be limited in what they can purchase. So the merchandise might be open to them, access to the events might be open to them, but maybe like certain whitelists won't be actually accessible to them, and they'll be holder exclusive. So essentially, we're going to have like a public marketplace and a private holder only marketplace to kind of make that reality.
Very cool. And is there gonna be benefit? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Amber. My bad.
I'm sorry. Okay, the bilingual AMA sometimes looks like this.
I know.
You will get used to it.
If you
It's
ask
like a slow rug,
Leon,
I'm telling you guys. This
ask.
is like a slow rug, right? Because my signal is just going in and out. I cannot even hear who's speaking up here. So, pardon me, guys. So,
If
I'll
you
be
ask
speaking
if
No
you
about.
ask
problem. We
Leon,
cover you.
you'll know that I talk a lot and I just get excited, so I just like keep on rolling. And like whenever we were doing these AMAs and things like this in catabolics, I would just like talk for like 15 minutes, and then like PCL would have to translate, and it was just like I don't know. It was not easy for him. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah，所以我来给大家说一下，刚刚其实是问到整体的这个代币经济系统，然后是希望可以分享更多的这样一个细节。那首先一个的话呢，是通过这个质押和这个叫 passive 被动，大家都可以去获得生成你自己的这个 GAN token。然后像整体的这个代币也会有一些不同的一些限制。那比如说有一些可能。因为我们会有这个公开的这个 marketplace 和仅供我们私人持有人的这个 marketplace，然后相应的能够去用 GAN token 去购买的这个权益也会有一点点的不一样。
So the question I was gonna ask before I forget it is, would there be certain benefits to being on the holder marketplace versus a non-holder marketplace? Are there going to be discounts, or are there going to be certain whitelists that are only going to be available on one or the other?
Yeah, exactly. So there's definitely going to be whitelists, like the more high tier whitelists, they're only going to be available for holders. And as well as the discounts that you mentioned, it is going to be cheaper for holders, of course. And since they are just generating gang, that saves them another cost there. Versus the public market, of course, they would have to swap gang using ETH or USDC or whatever they choose to do. Yeah, there's going to be a huge distinction. I would say out of the 8 different use cases for holders, only maybe 3 to 4 would actually be available for the public.
刚刚有问到说这个，我们其实有刚刚讲到说公开和针对于持有人开放的这个 marketplace 挺不一样的。然后刚刚 Jericho 的问题就是说，具体有哪一些不同？那首先第一个大家也知道，白单和项目它的 这个也有不同的级别嘛，所以更高质量很难拿到的这个白单，那肯定我们只会放在我们持有人的这个 marketplace 上。然后同时的话，我们针对于持有人也会有大家购买上的这样一些打折的权益。然后同时的话，大概我们8个这个赋能上面可能只有3到4个是公开的。如果说大家是购买这个刚 token， 就是来自于这个公开市场的话，所以的话 holder 权益还是非常非常特别的。
So like I was looking through the the utilities and all that good stuff, and one thing that kind of just pops out, and I think other people have a question about it as well, is the insurance part of it. The rug pool buybacks, and we're just kind of curious, and like, would it be paid monthly in ETH or Gang, or how would the subscription plan work for that?
Yeah, for sure. So essentially, you actually would kind of burn your NFT, and in turn, you would receive a certain amount of gang that you can use towards anything within the marketplace. So we actually do have two currencies, and this is kind of to inflate or to deflate our coin. So we're not actually like generating infinite amount of coin that can be swapped through dexes. So we do have marketplace gang and then on-chain gang, which actually just generated through staking. Marketplace gang is kind of more for like airdrops, events, some of the in real life events. So it's just another way to actually get more tokens. And this can all be used on our website. But with marketplace gang, it's not actually transferable to different wallets per se. It's just on your account in the website. So which brings me back to the main point. For the marketplace rug pull buybacks, you're essentially burning your NFT and receiving a certain amount of marketplace gang. So it doesn't technically have like an Ethereum value, but you could use that marketplace gang to get the tools, to get the whitelist, to get the NFTs that you would like. And this way, it's kind of sustainable.
This is for Alpha Gang pass holders, correct? Like that insurance.
Yeah, of course. Of course,
It,
this is only for holders.
if you sell your NFT, can you pass the insurance on with the NFT?
Yeah, definitely. So your NFT actually acts as your token or pass per se to our marketplace and to the more exclusive parts of the marketplace that are only holders only. So when you sign in with MetaMask on the website, that's how you're actually able to access these different parts in different utilities.
OK， 然后接下来这个问题的话是关于这个我们的保险计划，然后刚刚有说到说，如果你购买的项目是 rug 了，然后会这个保险计划大概是怎么样去使用的？然后首先第一个的话呢，这个保险计划是只开放给到我们的持有人的，然后它的这个工作机制是，如果你可以去销毁，也就是燃烧掉你的 NFT，然后你会收到这个一定量的这个钢 token，然后但是这个钢 token 啊，我们在这个整体的这个 tokenomics， 就是我们的代币经济里面是有2种，一种是在链上的，然后一种是仅仅在我们的 marketplace 上的。这个的话是存在于我们的这个网站上啊。然后你可以通过这个保险计划所获得的这个钢 token 是在我们的这个 marketplace 上，然后你拿到了这个 token 之后呢，你是可以相应的去获得折扣，包括说白名单的。然后同时的话呢，这个 marketplace 上的钢，因为我们是需要保证我们链上的钢是不会非常的通货膨胀的，所以这是为什么我们开辟了这个 marketplace 的钢。然后这个 marketplace 的杠就是绑定在你的账户上的，然后没有办法去做这个转移。然后同时的话，的确会有很多这个权益是可以通过这样一个杠 token 来购买的。然后同时的话，如果你就是卖掉了你的 AG Pass， 就是你的 AG 的 NFT， 然后你的这个保险的计划也可以相应的去进行一个转移。这是大概的这个工作机制。
Amazing translation again. Also, Pino, we actually, have many years of knowing each other. I just want you to let them know how we're kind of connected. So unplug your mic and let the crowd know. It's an interesting story.
All right, boys. I'm just super glad right now you just called me out and put me on the spot, but I love it. um, so actually, for the Jira fam around here, I'm sure you guys are very aware that we've started the Gajira Asia community lately, and the Liu brothers from the Alpha Gang team, they're actually a part of the Project Gajira Asia expansion. So as you guys have heard earlier in the AMA, they spoke up their Web2 resources. I don't think, Mark, I don't think you guys mentioned too much about, your background. You guys are in various, I guess, like, uh,
So
various parts of,
I'll have a little
yeah.
brief introduction about how we kind of got started in our actual career. In high school, we were actually models, and what ended up happening was, you know how Toronto is a very very small, niche of actors and models. Pretty much every single production or every single brand actually you work with, they kind of know each other. So we are all actually identical triplets, and we're actors. We started in our first film, Hollywood film called Pacific Rim, and that's how it kind of launched our career to the next level. And that's how we got introduced to Southeast and into China as well. And eventually, we actually, moved over to from Toronto all the way to China and started filming, with the likes of, Jackie Chan. Last year, we filmed with Jackie Chan and Arnold as well. There's a Netflix series called, it's an actual movie, right? Correct? I think it is. V2 Journey of China. So check that out. It was actually released last year. And there's another movie that's going to be released this year as well, but I don't know when. They said it's going to be in fall or close to the end of this year as well. So, yeah. And then after we kind of branched off into fashion as well, a lot of brands like we picked us up pretty much like Prada, Uniqlo, all the biggest sponsors across the world, and then eventually we migrated to London Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, and we started just getting integrated into a crazy amount of like Web2 resources, pretty much.
然后刚刚这个是因为 Pino 是我是 Gojira Asia 的 partner， 然后同时的话也是跟 Mark Liu Brothers 他们认识的特别的久，然后这里也是想跟大家分享一下这个私人关系上面的一些非常不错的一些缘分啊。然后首先一个的话是在 Pino 是在他开始这个 Project Gojira Asia 的时候去跟 Liu Brothers 他们他们其实本身是大学同学，然后通过这个契机，然后在 Twitter 上面看到 Alpha 杠，然后发现是他的大学同学，然后才再一次的再一次的联系上。然后 Blue Brothers 其实他们现在也是 Gojira Asia，就是 Gojira 亚洲的这个合。
What happened to Amber, guys?
Oh no, she got rugged.
She got
Okay,
rugs.
so I guess Leon, you have to continue the story.
Right. So I'll continue the story a little bit. First of all, before we go further down the line, I just want to give you guys props because you guys started an alpha group, I believe, in a very unorthodox method, I would say. It started off as a complete free mint. If I recall correctly, it's 600 and no, it's not even 600 tokens, right? Remind me how many tokens it is in total.
669.
669, right? I don't know why you guys chose that number, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I guess like you guys just wanted to prove to the space that we can create a good project with good art and good alpha calls, and just it's something that we resonate a lot in in the Jira community, that I see similar in your community, that everyone looks after each other like family, right? And without a doubt, I know, just going back to our university days, that's where I met the Liu brothers. We always looked after each other like family. So we're definitely going to continue that tradition in Web3. And much of what they said about the Web2 resources is real. And I think for the Jira fam here, I want you guys to stay tuned because we're bringing a lot of heat to Asia. And we're just going to take steps at a time. We follow the Jira philosophy, all the time. We're not looking to shoot ourselves to the moon, but we want to be stable, consistent, and we want to bring in real life benefits to our holders, right? So stay tuned for that. There are a lot of big things coming up.
Well said. Well said.
For sure. Could we please bring Amber and
She, I don't.
Oh, she's raising her hand. I
Yeah,
see
I
her.
don't know. People are popping in and out. I'm trying to get them up. There we go. She just popped up.
Yeah, it's Don Corleone. He also has a request. He's actually our community manager as well.
All right, got him up there.
Thank you.
Hello, sorry, Discord wrapped
Welcome.
me.
It's all right, Amber. I also want to mention too as well. Every single person in our community was actually handpicked to actually work on the staff or with us, right? Correct, Hacks? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Any other community actually did that. Everyone that's actually works with us personally, actually was just we just handpicked them. We worked very close. They're top-notch professional workers, and it's all about family and all about teamwork as well. So, Hacks, I wanted to ask you one thing as well. Like, once you started AG, how did you actually meet everyone?
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of the shot callers were personal friends of mine, just people I've been in the NFT space with for over a year now. And that's how I actually selected you guys to be our co-founders, right? It's just through our connections, and I knew that you guys would be a huge asset to have in Alpha Gang. So just carefully crafting and selecting the right people for the right positions. Like Don, for example, he's actually also a great speaker and a good friend of mine. Allowed us to really build and expand what Alpha Gang is today, and hopefully will allow us to actually shoot to the next level and become a global brand.
然后刚刚其实有在聊到，还是 AG 它非常有特色一点，就是它的这个团队和社区。然后跟大家分享的是，所有在 AG 核心团队的成员，其实都是由创始人团队这个手把手1:1的这样选出来的。虽然说我们团队其实也还蛮大的，然后同时的话有很多的这个 shot callers， 就大家看到这个 alpha callers 其实都是 Hex 他本身的朋友。然后，所以其实 AG 大家在这个整体的社区里面有非常多的很不错的这样一些关系，然后我们也非常注重于选择对的人，在对的位置上面，然后来帮助就是 Alpha 港成为一个全球的品牌。
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to make sure that you're all done, and I'd hate to interrupt you. I don't mind interrupting like Leon and stuff because it's Leon. But
Thank you. I should give you a sign. Sorry, my bad.
no, you're totally good. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep on asking some more of these questions. So someone has a question in the crowd that they were curious if the holder decides not to stake the Genesis, will they receive flat rate of gang per week? And about how much if generative holder does not stake the NFT, will holder still be able to accrue the same flat amount of gang?
No, so we actually encourage hard staking, and you get about 6 to 7 times the amount of tokens that you would by hard staking. So I've actually posted a comparison before of the community wallet, for example, that was passive staking versus my own personal wallet, which was hard staking, and it was about a fifth to sixth multiple that my staked wallet had compared to my non-staked wallet. As of right now, there's actually only about 57 OGs who aren't staking, so we're about 91 to 92% staked, and that's for a good reason for sure. I mean, the amount of gang that you get by staking is a huge difference compared to someone who is not staking. But even if you aren't staking, just by holding it, whenever you do decide finally to stake, you're actually still compensated for some of that gang.
然后这个问题的话是关于说这个整个的质押的计划，然后是说如果说持有人他不去进行这个质押，是不是也能得到相应的被动得到一样多的这样一些GAN token？ 然后Hex 给到大家的解释是说呢，这个我们是非常鼓励这个 hard hard staking，也就是质押，主动质押的。然后相应的会得到的钢的 token 的量大概是5到6倍。然后其实整体现在 OG 啊，大概刚我们说600多个，600多位，大概现在只有57个 OG 是没有去进行质押的，所以大概这个质押率高达92%。
Awesome.
Jericho?
Yeah. Sorry. I was trying to type. I was trying to make sure that everybody was. I got all my questions in line here. Someone was asking, well, like, what kind of like I think you may have touched on like the benefits, but on the website and everything like that, it doesn't really show necessarily what all the generative gets versus what the OG get. Someone was just curious
Yeah.
about the benefit of the utilities and the tools. Is it the same as the Genesis holder? What will be different between like the Genesis and versus the generative collection in terms of accessibility, to the tools and utilities?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually going to be posting like a little Venn diagram that will have what the OG specifically gives, what the generative gives, and then what's kind of overlap between the two. But essentially, aside from like a much higher staking rate and gang generation rate, for the generative, you still actually get access to all of the alpha and the degen channels, with the exception to the OG chat, which will remain exclusive to OGs, and with exception to my own personal calls. So although you will have access to the entire team's calls from the other 15 shot callers, only OGs actually have access to my own personal calls. And that's one way to not dilute the call too much. Other than that, you would need to actually stake 2 generatives to receive access to our minting bot and access to the hypernode. So with OGs, you just need the one, and you actually also get additional airdrops. So our future collection, which is coming up, is going to be completely free for OGs. For generative, it will be discounted compared to the public rate. But for OGs, they'll always get the priority in our utilities and beta testing, what we put out first, and as well as these airdrops and airdrops that we provide.
Amber looks like she got disconnected again. So I do know, like, this VPN down in China is not working very well tonight. I have the same issues.
I'm trying to invite her back
Amber, are
up.
you
I think
back?
she's back up.
Yeah, for sure. But I am going to be making a visual that will make it very easy for people to spot the differences and be able to know what they would get by purchasing an OG or just by purchasing the generative. But either way, you're part of the family and you're part of the ecosystem, and you're allowed to use our marketplace and our staking website. And if you're able to stake 2 of the generatives, then you're able to access almost all of the utilities that the OGs have.
Awesome. I'm not sure if Amber caught any of that or is even able to. I'm so sorry, Amber, that you're getting rugged by Discord and by the VPN. It looks like she's not able to
Even
chat. I was
left.
I was gonna touch on there. We had another question here. I'm trying to get through most of them. We're a bit up
Let's do it.
over an hour right now on my recording, so I kind of try to keep it around that just because people's attention span, and I don't want it to be too drawn out and too long. So someone was talking about, you briefly touched on the team's marketing ability and connections, such as with helping imaginary ones, and this will be available to community members. Like, will this like same thing be able to be like, if you own a Genesis, will you still be given the same kind of privileges as that?
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, a lot of that, as Mark mentioned, will depend also on the quality of the project. But that's where I kind of come in, and I will help the project kind of get up to par before the Lu brothers kind of push out their marketing and their expertise there. I personally do advising on everything from the smart contract to the art, to the utilities and the roadmap. And I have just in these past, like 3-4 months alone, have done for a few projects now, and successful projects as well.
Will there be a flat fee or a consolation from the team, or will it be like free to holders who want to launch projects?
No, so it's simply free to OG holders. We are not covering any expenses that are required for the project, but we are offering free consultations, free advising, and just kind of strategic planning for your project. And this only applies to the 669 collection.
Awesome, good to hear. I mean, that's very cool. That's a cool added benefit. And Gajira kind of did something a little bit similar, for Genesis holders. They would, kind of tap into the resources of the core team and be able to talk to Shan for, coming up and trying to start their own collection and whatnot. So I think it's a really cool thing that you guys are doing. I've gotten through most of the questions here. I don't know if there's anything more that you want to touch on or all that good stuff. I feel like we've kind of gone through pretty much every single thing and gotten all the juicy alpha out there, but I definitely want to make sure you guys understand that this is your platform. This is your, opportunity to get all the information and everything and educate people out there because I'm really, really, really big on education. And one thing I really don't like is when people win a white list and then they are uneducated about the project and they end up minting it and it's either not what they wanted or they lose money and it's something that really bothers me like deeply in this day and age. So I appreciate you guys coming out here and educating the Jira fam and the Alpha Gang fan because you guys turned up today. You guys really brought a lot of people even in this downturn market. You guys brought a lot of people. We're almost up over 150 attendees here, and that's very cool. I think that the team from Alpha Gang is looking through the crowd right now, and um, I think they're going to be tagging a few people that are asking questions and other people that are bringing good energy and that are showing really general interest in this and potentially giving out some whitelists. So. Hopefully some of you guys are out there that are lucky enough to get that. I will, say one more time, if anybody up here on the stage, if you guys have anything at all you want to add, please feel free to do so. I'm not trying to kick you guys off. I just try to keep it to a good natural stopping point around 1 hour long. So yeah, go ahead. This is your guys' chance.
Yeah, thank you so much, Zero. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here. We're huge supporters of Project Gajira. A lot of our OGs are actually Gajira holders through my earlier collaboration with Shan and whitelisting and making a lot of Gajira Genesis OGs. So just having this mutual platform with a lot of our shared community members is great, and hopefully more to come. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, the pleasure is all of ours, and like I said, is from the bottom of our hearts here at the Gajira fam. We thank you so much for carving out time, because I know how busy the schedules of people who are founders and on the teams of projects. It can be very, very, very crazy and hectic, especially leading into NFT NYC, which is coming up, and everyone's kind of getting really geared up and excited for that. So, like once again, thank you guys so much, and I appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how the launch goes and all the good stuff that you guys have coming up there.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. And I totally agree. It's really important that the people who are whitelisted are educated about the project. And I hope that all that we have to come and our detailed roadmap with the differences between the OG and the generative give you guys a good idea of that. Our founding team is completely doxed, so you won't have to worry about something strange happening there. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions or if you have anything that you'd like to ask me about or talk to me about, feel free to pop into Alpha Gang and just tag me. I try to be active as I can there. And thanks again, Zero.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much, and we will talk soon. Much love, everyone. Have a good rest of your day, evening, morning, afternoon. Peace.